What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video, and this video will be another review video, but it won't be a magazine review. It will be a movie review, and the movie I will be reviewing today is none other than Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So as always, let's get into it. So I didn't get a chance to see Spider-Verse in theaters, even though I want to, but anyway, I got on DVD a few days ago. You guys saw in the video. And I thought I'd do a review on it since I saw it a few days ago. So, I thought the movie was good, but the only thing I didn't really like about the movie, well, it's just two characters, but I didn't really like Spider-Ham because I wasn't really a fan of his, even though he was kind of funny and Ultimate Spider-Man, I'm not, but it is what it is. If you like Spider-Ham, then that's okay. Hey, that's your opinion, that's not mine. But anyways, so another character I really liked was Penny Parker, which basically I know they were going for anime type style type of Spider-Man, even though it was just like a big robot, a girl inside it. But I don't know. It just didn't click with me. But of course, the other characters I did like Dora Spider-Man, because I got introduced to him very early. I got introduced to him from the Shattered Dimensions game. I thought it was pretty cool, and he's basically kind of like the Batman version of Spider-Man, where he's very dark, very brooding, stuff like that. And Spider-Gwen, I know that her version of Gwen Stacy is from an alternate universe, of course. Of course, where Peter Parker died and she didn't. And, of course, Peter Parker, the older version, which I think a lot of people know this by now, that he's probably considered the Tobey Maguire version in that universe. That's where he's a little bit older, he's been Spider-Man for 22 years. But I really liked him throughout the film, and of course Miles. I like the way they bonded and stuff like that, and of course Peter's been Spider-Man for 20 years, so he knows what he's talking about. Miles, I really didn't find out about that character until I think it was about 2015 or something like that. I think it was season 3 of Ultimate Spider-Man, the Web Warriors. That's how I got introduced to him. Of course, Peter goes into an alternate universe where he's dead as Spider-Man and Miles Morales is Spider-Man. And of course, is 13, that's a very young age to be Spider-Man. I thought the film was great, and it had a lot of Easter eggs in it, which I really liked, like the comics, and of course Stan Lee being there, God bless his soul. And I think my favorite reference from the film would probably have to be the comics, because they look just like the old school Spider-Man comics and stuff like that. Kind of like Amazing Fantasy 15, where basically the story. And one of my favorite parts is when Miles first started to get his powers, because he was having more of a crisis than I've seen any of the other cartoon versions of Spider-Man. Because if you look back at any of the old Spider-Man cartoons, you notice that he did have a crisis, but he didn't really have much of a crisis like Miles was, because Miles was crawling all over the walls and stuff like that, and breaking cement off the ground. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Kind of reminded me of Andrew Garfield's version of Spider-Man in The Amazing Spider-Man 1. He had more of a crisis than Tobey Maguire did, but it was still pretty cool. And one thing that I really did not like about the film was the Kingpin. I mean, the voice actor was good, who was the same guy that played Victor Creed in X-Men Origins Wolverine. And I just didn't like the design of how he was. I thought he was like too big. I mean, Spider-Man was like, if you compare Spider-Man, you take my body for example, like this. Spider-Man's body was kind of like this. So he's not that strong, but he's stronger than he looks. And when they got Kingpin's body, it's probably about twice the size. Probably about this big. He has a small head. I thought it was just weird, but anyway, I already heard that Miles' uncle was the Prowler, so I thought that was pretty interesting. And I thought his design in this movie was very interesting, because the only time I've ever seen the Prowler was in the '94 animated series when he was actually working for Kingpin. And he was working for Kingpin in this one, but he was a little bit different. And I like the way his suit was. His suit was pretty cool. And getting to the Peter Parker suits, I really like the way Peter Parker's suit was, the original one. I'm just talking about that one. So I really like the way his suit was. His webbing kind of reminds me of the Mesh. Kind of reminds me of the Raimi films just a little bit. The only thing I really didn't like was the spider. That's the only thing I really didn't like. I wish they would have gone for something like the Ultimate Spider-Man spider, like the one that Mark Bagley drew. But it's very minor. And the back spider I thought was pretty cool. The eyes are pretty cool. That they move the film is pretty cool, which is pretty standard for any Spider-Man cartoon ever since they did Spectacular, where you see his eyes move up and down and stuff like that. And overall, I think the good outweighs the bad in the film, really, because the only flaws I think the film has is just the overly drawn design of Kingpin and his two characters, Spider-Ham and Penny Parker, but that's about it. But of course, if they do other Spider-Verse films with those two characters, then I guess I can learn to like them. You never know. And of course, they had the cameo at the very end of Spider-Man 2099, and I hope when they do a Spider-Verse sequel that they add Spider-Man 2099 to the mix, because I really liked Miguel O'Hara as a character ever since I played the game Edge of Time. I mean, he was okay in Shattered Dimensions, but I really loved him in the Edge of Time game, so I really hope they put him in the sequel. And I know that they're supposed to do a spin-off film which has some of the female Spider characters like Silk, Spider-Woman, and Spider-Gwen 2, or Ghost Spider, whatever you want to call her. And I think that'll be interesting. So, that's pretty much it for this review, guys. I think I touched on everything in here. So, I thought the story was great. And I thought all the characters are great. Minus two, who I thought they could have put other characters in there, like 2099, like in the whole movie, and Armored Spider-Man, or the Scarlet Spider. That's it for this review, guys. Let me know what you guys thought of the movie, and what was your favorite part. And by the way, my favorite part is when Miles Morales said, "You can be Spider-Man, you can wear the mask, you can be Spider-Man." That was my favorite part. So let me know what your favorite part of the movie is. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later, guys.